On January 2nd, 2018, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2018, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, the Record, and the community newspapers, and distributed all persons if any requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They're immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Scout, would you like to come up and lead us in salute to the flag, please? And then you guys are ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody stay right there. Stay right there. Just put your hands on your heart again, just to make it look like you're dealing with like this picture of the scout. Tom, looks like you're not seeing the flag.
Oh, I thought you did for the kids, that's all right.
Okay. I knew you, but it's going to the paper. I don't want to make it look like you. I'm protesting there. Roll call. Thank you, gentlemen.
Mayor Fabrez?
Here.
Council members? Doratola?
Gavatolo.
Okay. Olman?
Present.
Gervino?
Yes, present.
Mindanao?
Present.
Maroni is absent. Padavano?
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario?
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern is absent. Borough Clerk Jean Pellegra is present.
Mr. Boniac, your monthly report, please.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, we issued an engineer's report dated February 6th for tonight's meeting. I'll go through it briefly. The first item on the list is the DEP Economic Recovery Program project, which is the Spring Valley Pump Station project. Punch list still needs to be addressed, which would be occurred when the weather breaks, where it's more favorable. That would, again, include the fencing, the fence screen, and then reestablishing of the lawn surface within the interior of the fence. Similarly, the West Magnolia Avenue and Magnolia Lane project, that project has been halted once the weather breaks. Paving and storm drainage improvements would occur on the roadway. Again, that we would anticipate occurring in March or April of this year. The next is William Street Fairway and Duvier Place. That project's been completed. The only item that needs to be addressed associated with that project is the green belt. We want to make sure that it takes before closing the project out and releasing the contractor. Similarly, the Oak Avenue Roadway Improvements Project, West Pleasant Avenue to Parkway, that project's been completed, other than we want to ensure that the green belt takes in the spring, and then we'd release the contractor accordingly. The next item on the list is the PSE&G Improvements Project. This afternoon, or I apologize, this morning, Ms. Stern, ourselves, and PSE&G met with the gas main division of PSE&G. The only improvement projects that'll be occurring within the borough this year are Roosevelt, which they're performing work on now, and then also Magnolia, which they're performing work on now. Once those are completed, they stated in the spring they'll pave the roadways accordingly. They're looking at paving it half-width as it relates to the side that the pipe has been installed for the project. Ms. Stern in our office mentioned to them that we expect them to pave it full width. They're going to take a look at it and respond accordingly once they take it to their supervisors. The next item on the list is the Maywood Avenue Streetscape Project Phase 2. We've forwarded some information over to the Borough Attorney's Office for distribution potentially to the property owners to acquire easements, since the right-of-way line is located in the center of the sidewalk, and we would like to have the consistent streetscape similar to what's occurred on from the railway to Central Avenue. So there would need to be some easements to be acquired on those adjoining properties, which would just be temporary construction easements. Then the project would proceed accordingly. The next item on the list is the 2016-17 annual stormwater report. We're going to be working with the Borough DPW Superintendent, Ms. Stern, to satisfy that requirement prior to the May 2018 deadline. And then the next item on the list is the year 2018 roadway improvement program project. We understand that there's a bond ordinance that's up for consideration by the governing body. We'll be forwarding a proposal shortly based upon the bond ordinance so that work can occur in the spring this year. That concludes our report. I'd be glad to address any questions or comments that the governing body had.
Really quick.
Sure.
With regard to the half paving, their rule is what, generally, like 5 years if it hasn't been paved within 5
Correct.
years, go half or whatever?
With respect to Magnolia, we mentioned to them that Magnolia from the senior facility to the dead end was paved as part of that, the first phase of the economic recovery program project. They recognize that, and that section is going to be paved full width. So it's a 3 to 5 year moratorium. Anything that hasn't been paved in that length of time, then they would only pave the half width. We're still in negotiations with them. They don't look promising, but we're still trying to push for the full width.
I know they did that with Central, but that's a lot smaller than Central.
Understand,
They'd
Steve.
be able to swing it.
Yeah, we're pushing them. We mentioned that they've done that in other towns where there's been negotiations and been able to do the work, and we're going to continue to push to have them do the full width.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for the engineer? Okay, seeing none. And so Brad, you can just wait until after the public speaks if you want, just if I can see it. Yeah.
Understood. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you. Okay. At this time, we have a certificate of recognition to Cub Scout Pack 1199. Again, you have winners of the Klondike. Mr. Kane, I salute you. Great job with these boys. I know one year my son did it with you guys, the older troop. They did a great job. Scouts spent 5 months on Saturdays and some Sundays learning first aid, outdoor cooking, building shelters, knot tying, lashings, and orienteering, which includes map reading, using a compass, and determining height and distances using basic trigonometry. Unbelievable. There were about 70 sleds participating, and over 30 of them were in the Weeblos division. If you guys can picture it, this is pretty much what it is, the Klondike. You would see it with a lot of times dogs pulling sleds, but this was boys doing it. And it's I know it's fun, and you do a great job with these guys, Chris. So if I can get the troop to come up, we have some certificates here. It's a certificate of recognition. We have one for Aiden Delgado, Max Thorne, Matthew Quintaro, let's see if I get this one right. Darnish Karthikeyan. I did pretty good. Everybody mispronounces mine too. When I was a kid, it used to be Adrian February. I don't know why. Stevie Kane. Take some pictures. Do you mind? All right, where's Steve? Okay. And listen, when you flip it that way, you can show it, okay? Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
Matthew. What's wrong with Max? You got the trophy, huh? We'll make the trophy on the ground. Here you go. I'll be right there. There's a lot of guys. You can walk out. You guys want to come in? Don't everybody run. You're okay with that. They might mistake me for a troop member.
So don't go for free.
Or is that too high?
It should be all right, just make sure the kids are around it.
We'll do that?
You're not going to see it.
You know what? We just put these on the chair.
Oh, here, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me see Mom's genius.
Actually, with my husband. Once I get the last people, I'll get out of your way. Even my wife. Matthew, put it down so they can see your name, Daddy.
Wait, it was you put it back in. You got it. Take it out of one.
There you go. Perfect. You got it? Good job.
I know, it's
You have to rewind it.
the first iPhone.
Turn on the side.
Turn it side. Yeah, there you go.
Good?
Good job, guys.
I'll break the cameras.
You ratted me out. I think it was you or somebody ratted me out. My wife, did you rat me out? Last year, she gave us these Valentine's candles. So I wrote to Jenna, I gave it to my wife, and she thought it was for me. And I was like, she's like, oh, that's so nice. And Claire ratted me out. I said, oh, she gave us the candy.
It was me who gave the candy. FYI, not Jane.
Oh, see, it was you? Oh.
It was all Claire, all the way around.
It was me. I was like,
Right where you got it back.
No. See, that makes more sense why you ratted out. You wanted the credit, I get it.
I did rat you out. I think I just said we gave you the candy.
It's ratting out. I don't know where you're from. It's ratting out.
You could get it.
All right, here we go. All right. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard tonight, this evening? Please, come on up.
Hello.
You got laughing already. You didn't say anything. You have people laughing for you.
Did you say hello when you saw me?
Of course not.
Oh, okay.
You like my picture. I don't worry about
Okay. The reason I'm here is regarding our volunteer ambulance squad.
Just for the record. Just for the record.
Okay.
I know who you are.
Oh, Pat Smith, East Magnolia Avenue. I was wondering if we're doing anything to acknowledge our former first aid squad
We absolutely are.
and what they have done for us, and thank them.
I don't want to ruin the surprise, but we have something nice coming up.
Oh, okay. Very important because...
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have something very nice coming up.
Okay. Could you invite me? You saw that. You saw that.
I get it. Of course you do.
Okay.
Let the
Thank
record
you.
reflect there was a...
Pregnant Paul?
Yeah, right. No, because I remember having to call them several times for the people I love, and to stand at that front door and wait for the red lights to come around the corner. Just want to thank them.
You'll be there.
Okay.
As much as nice to be there.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. No, it's really going to make sure you guys are it's a little noisy. Okay. Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard? See you later, right?
Anyone else?
Hildegard Amsler, 65 Edgewood Place. You can't hear me? Hildegard Amsler, 65 Edgewood Place. I know you're just introducing this ordinance, and I know it's not technically open for hearing, whatever, public hearing. However, it's really awkward that she's not here. She's not coming at all this evening? Oh, okay. All right, well, way back in 2014, my neighborhood, which is basically South Elm and Edgewood Place, there were plans to pave Fairway and South Elm, and the assumption was, because it's really part of it, South Elm, that Edgewood Place would be included the following year. Well, obviously, the years have come and gone. Fairway finally did get paved last year.
Finally did, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, nothing happened to South Elm, and of course nothing, well, I shouldn't say nothing happened. The deterioration of those streets has just gotten worse. Okay, there have been a lot of detours, Passaic, and even from Central. When there's an accident, when there's utility work, tree work, traffic, buses, trucks, I'm not talking just cars, okay, get routed South Elm and down and up Edgewood Place, depending upon what the traffic flow is. So the streets, those two are absolute shambles. Okay. Last year, the borough administrator came to the neighborhood, because I had two neighbors who had issues. I'm not going to get into that, it's irrelevant at this point. And they were both told, each separately, that Edgewood Place would be paved this year. Okay? We were very happy. That's terrific. Long overdue. I looked at the agenda, and I see that you're introducing ordinance 2-18, and even with a magnifying glass, I can't find Edgewood Place or South Elm. Okay? South Elm really serves the school just as Fairway does, in terms of parents picking up children, dropping children off, in terms of, I would assume if there's a major emergency, it would be one way of getting out, not just to Passaic, but Edgewood Place gives an out to the Gulf. So these are little streets, but haven't, serious potential use to them, and they're constantly being used for detours, okay? So it's not hypothetical. And much was made in the last campaign of the aggressive paving program that was going to be done, and that has been done. Miles of paved streets. I know this neighborhood isn't the only one that's in dire need of paving, okay? It seems a little hopscotch here, a little hopscotch there, almost like a throwing of darts. That seems to be the great paving plan here. And this, through the years, was at a time when interest rates were really at rock bottom, historic lows, when the cost of commodities, the materials that go into paving streets were low. All these things are starting to go up now. And here we are still with all these streets in dire need of paving. And I don't understand how she could tell two of my neighbors that finally we were going to get the street paved. She actually sent me an email saying, when I had raised the issue of patching, just get some patching done. I was told that the area in front of my property can't be patched. It's way beyond that. And yet here we're going in. I'm assuming this is the paving plan for 2018.
This is spring paving plan for 2018.
Okay, so there is a fall one?
You can deduce that from what I said, yes.
Well, where can we see that then?
When we have it. When we do the bond.
So there really isn't one yet in
There
the...
will be one. And when the bond comes out, you will see it, just like you saw this one.
Yeah, but seeing it at the 11th hour. And complete contradiction to what we were led to believe, okay?
Now, I don't know what you were led to believe because I wasn't there.
Well, I wasn't there either, so it's hearsay on my part.
So
But both
you're giving
two
all
separate
hearsay right
neighbors
now.
have told me
double hearsay. And-
I'll forward you
and
also-
Ms. Stern is not here.
That's why I asked, is she coming later? Because maybe we could have deferred this to later.
So you can talk about
Okay.
double hearsay at that point. and
Okay,
maybe-
I'm going to forward to you then also the email that she sent me about the patching, that my portion of the Edgewood Place is beyond patching.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you
5
very much.
minutes up.
Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard?
Oh, one last thing.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Yes, I do. I didn't bring you, I'm bringing you, this is what a road falling apart.
Can you step back, please?
Oh, okay, can I read from this?
Yeah.
Sorry. Am I gonna get, what?
Take them back,
These pieces of asphalt?
okay? And you're gonna put them back in the bag.
Yeah,
So
and
don't
then
get
what?
in trouble, and then we're gonna take the bag outside, all right?
But I want them to have it as a reminder, as a paperweight.
They saw it, take them back.
They're indelible in my memory.
Put them back in the bag. What's the outside the rest of the night?
No, I'm sorry, I had no idea. I was violating something, I don't know what.
You're not sure, that's right,
Who said that?
ma'am. That's right.
I have to leave now?
Ma'am, you could sit
Want
down.
me to sit?
That's fine. You could absolutely sit down, ma'am, but please do not approach the dais again like that. Thank you, officer.
You're welcome.
Sorry, I really misunderstood something here. I'll get, okay, sorry. Sorry.
Derek Eisenberg, 121 Bell Avenue. I just have a question about this phone system.
Go ahead.
So it's $1,515 per month for 60 months?
Derek, you got me at a disadvantage because of after Borough with this one, but that's where we are. We've done extensive studies on this, and the chief, as well as the fire official, really spearheaded this. And, they're all new systems. The one we had, the phone system we had, they don't make those phones anymore, so these are new phones.
So it's for Borough Hall, I mean, it's for upstairs as well as the police department, both?
Yeah, replacing all of them. They're
It's a
all,
local intranet web-based portal with full system call reporting and call accounting.
this is kind of one of the things that you were talking about when
Right.
you were here.
Enhanced
So for a
911.
lot less money, how many phones are you talking about?
It's replacing every single phone right now, and we're getting DPW, pool. I don't have the exact count on it.
IP phones should be, you purchase them for about $75 to $100 a phone, and they run about $20 a month for unlimited dialing per.
These aren't just IP. They have the ability to be IP.
In addition to being IP, what else are they?
They're landline phones, but they have, like if the system goes down, then they, like if there's a flood or something like that where the copper, everything goes down, they can actually then go to IP, they can switch that, so we will never be down at any point. Like what's been happening in the past is we've had situations where the phones are down and then people call 911 and it's rerouted to the county.
Yeah, there's no
That'll never happen now.
question, there's no question the police department needs something.
Yeah, that will never happen now at that point. So there's an IP component to it.
This just seems like an awful lot of money. I mean, without Roberta, I guess there's no more details to be had on it, but it seems like a lot.
If you want, she's actually sick, so if you want to call on...
She's not going to be in tomorrow.
If you want to call in, you can get further information on it. And if you have any other questions.
Okay.
All right, anyone else from the public who should be heard? Seeing no one, close the meeting to the public, move forward. Pending ordinances. Approval minutes. Is there a motion for the approval of the January 23rd, 2018 council meeting and closed session minutes?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second. Roll call.
Garofalo,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Trevino,
Yes.
Lindenau,
Yes.
Padavano.
Yes.
And Derek, just so you know, it was an extensive, it wasn't just one company, it was an extensive search on this. And this is the one that, this is recommended from the chief, the two chiefs actually, so this is the best situation.
I'm not trying to be critical, just...
No, I know, I'm not critical, I'm just, letting you know. All right, correspondence and report of the Borough Clerk.
Okay, just to advise council, the building department had asked that there be some amendments to the current fee ordinance. So all departments have received a copy of their fee ordinance to review and recommend for any increases or amendments to it. Once I receive it all back, I'll provide you a red line copy to review it after discussion. The supplemental debt statement was filed as required for the bond ordinance. The group affidavit for the equal opportunity EEOC form I have tonight for everybody to sign after the resolution is adopted. And the elected officials training is the 27th of February. Our risk manager is available. Not after that. I don't know if that's a good date for everybody, the 27th of February, our next meeting.
So what do you suggest, come early?
6 p.m.
6:30?
The 27th, you said?
Correct.
That's fine.
So then I will confirm with him.
Was there one other, I remember there was one person that said they couldn't
make it this week.
This week, so that, okay.
This should be fine.
This would be a full-
everybody agrees on it.
Full allotment for the town there.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Report of the Borough Attorney.
Just going to have a brief, really brief report to get in closed session.
Okay. Committee reports. Councilman Garofalo.
Sure. So, brief reports. I went to the TANIC meeting and learned a lot about decibels and noise. They have the Teterboro Airport. If an airplane or a pilot is found to be above the noise level, there's a 3 strikes and you're out policy that they have. So if in 2 years there's 3 strikes, that those pilots will not, or that airplane will not be able to take off and land at Teterboro Airport anymore. You can call 1-800-255-1071 if you do have a complaint. We had 1 complaint in all of Maywood in January, so that's good, I guess. And there's also an online form that you can do the complaint through. There's a Board of Health meeting is this Thursday at 7:30 right here in Borough Hall. And that is everything.
Councilman Ullman.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good evening. There was a green team meeting 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and subsequent to that, we received information regarding the New Jersey Tree Recovery Campaign. This is a grant application, or it's an application rather, to replace trees, made possible through replacing trees lost to Superstorm Sandy, where municipalities can receive up to 2,000 free tree seedlings. There is a list of the type of trees that can be received. I don't know which ones are native to this area or which ones would be wise to choose if we move forward. So I'll certainly have to do some more research on that. However, the application must be in by February 26th, and I'm more than happy to move forward or, work on the application on behalf of the council if it's something, after some more research, it looks like would be feasible and that the residents of Maywood could benefit from.
I know we wanted to do a tree farm. We did want to do that, and obviously, being a member for the last year, you know that. What I would suggest is, I did ask Jean to look up some of the trees. I think she looked them up, all of them, and some of them they're fast growing, and I don't know those are the ones that we could replace in the sidewalks. But what I would ask you to do is do a little more research, and if one of them is, one of those trees is one that we could possibly plant, then let's go forward with the application. If you find out not, then why don't we look for a way to get the seedlings anyway, of the ones that we use, and just go forward as if we were getting it for free, but we'll just get the seedlings.
Just people wanted to put them on like their backyard, like not on the
Borough property.
yes.
My problem with that is, if no one wants them, then we have them still growing.
Yeah, I would
in
have
space.
up to 2,000.
Yeah, so, no. So we have a limited space to do this.
Aggressive.
So what I suggest is, yes,
And that's just bamboo, right?
look
But
at,
I would like to
Look
look
into it.
forward and, I'll get some more research and let you know.
yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. That's it.
Oh, okay, all right, thanks, Mike. Councilman Trevino.
Thank you, so Mayor. Just have a couple items from Municipal Alliance. There will be a seminar for fall prevention at the Senior Center on Wednesday, February 28th. Also at the Senior Center, there will be another presentation from the American Heart Association called Living Better with Life Simple 7, and giving knowledge and tools to make positive change in the life for better heart. And finally, at the Maywood Public Library, there will be 2 movies coming up, both of them The Nut Job and The Nut Job 2. There'll be Volume 1 will be on Monday, March 5th at 4 p.m. Volume 2 will be Monday, March 12th at 4 p.m. And any questions or to RSVP, contact Mr. Shields. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Trevino. Councilman Lindenau.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. DPW took delivery of the sewer jet vac truck this week. Very exciting time down at DPW. This is something we've been working on for a long time. We want to be more proactive with keeping the infrastructure clean, scoped, checked out, blasted, sucked out, whatever they got to do with that truck, as opposed to being reactive. And I know the thing is to go shared services, which I am in favor of. But in this case, I think having the apparatus here in town, because when a resident's basement is flooded, they don't want to worry about anything but getting their basement taken care of. And if we have the stuff here to take care of it, we're going to be better off. And if we do the maintenance, then those problems won't happen. And Gary has a plan. Once the weather breaks, he's going to be out weekly, checking all the lines, going through the whole sewer system, and maintaining it on a constant basis, not waiting for problems and then having to go hope the truck is available. So having it in-house, I think, is going to be a huge thing and take care of the infrastructure of this town. They should have it out in the spring. They're going to be getting all geared up for it in the next couple of weeks. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Lindenau. Council President Padavano.
Thank you. In the building department, the permit fees that we received since our last meeting was $10,474. And in recreation, baseball and girls softball has been extended, the registration, until February 24th because I don't think that they've gotten a big reply, so they've extended it, but I do know February 24th is the absolute last day because they have to order uniforms and get everything in order with the league. So, but they did extend it to February 24th. Hopefully you'll get your kids signed up. And also the MYAA is sponsoring a bowling party. It's going to be on Saturday, March 24th from 3 to 5 at Lodi Lanes. It's 2 hours of bowling. That includes your shoes, it includes pizza and soda. It's $5 per bowler, and they're asking for any kids in grades 3rd through 8th. And there's also going to be a 50-50 ref. And what they're trying to do is build up the bowling program for the MYAA, and this is trying to get everybody involved.
50-50 after 50.
No, it just is 50-50 ref all the party. To get the parents to come. It's not a drop in road service. And lastly, the fire department has sent me a letter with a list of concerns about the street fair. So I've made sure everybody got a copy, and we can look it over. They also gave some recommendations just mostly safety issues, and if we can maybe discuss that further at another meeting. And that is all I have.
Thank you. Did everybody get a copy of that letter?
Yes. Yes.
Just like remain short.
Thank you, Jim. Is that something we want to talk about now, or is that something we want to talk about?
Because they need to make, I believe they need to make a commitment one way or the other, that whether, you know, the chamber, if they're going to...
You mind if I ask, Angela, when do you need to know that by? When do you need to make the commitment with the street fair? What's the
sooner the better.
I got it. What's the comfortable buffer? Because there are some issues that the fire department has, and in order to consider that, we have to...
Which one regarding the...
Street fair.
The street fair.
So we would have to take those
issues that
they're going to have, safety issues. You know what? Why don't I get you a copy of that letter so that you can show that to the JC Promotions and see if there's something, the issues that are on there, or something that they feel that could be corrected on their end, and then we can discuss this at the make a decision one way or another on the 27th. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I guess, take a look at that and we'll talk about it. And hopefully, by that point, we'll get by the next meeting, we'll have some answer whether JC Promotion said there's no problem with any of those, and we can take care of it. I'm sorry? Yes, I guess. And please come up to the dais, I'll give you the letter. Here. Everybody. Please, let Roberta call at the end of the week, show that, and give Roberta a call, or have a person from JC Promotions call Roberta. Absolutely. Thank you. All right. What's on? All right. For anyone interested, at the next meeting on the 27th will be provided that we get in what we need to get in, will be the thank you and the recognition for the ambulance squad and the members. Everybody will be contacted, all current members as of, I guess, the end of the year. Members who are current and anyone wishing to come anyway. This will be your notice. Hopefully that'll go in the paper. The notice of the current, the ones that were current, they'll be hearing from us directly. Obviously, you can tell Mike. He'll know. But yes, that will be at the next meeting, and we have two surprises for them. Hopefully, they appreciate it. All right. We have action. Do you have any action this time, Ms. Jean?
Let the resident give it.
Okay, thank you. Resignations. Patricia Korn as a Maywood School Crossing Guard effective February 1st, 2018. And Daniel Cesar as Police Department Telecommunicator effective January 3rd, 2018. Is there a motion to accept the resignations? Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo?
Yes.
Holman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Catalano?
Yes.
I know Mrs. Foreman's supposed to be here tonight.
She was ill, she'll be at the 27th meeting.
Okay. Thank you for a lot of deserving, well-deserving people. All right, appointments. Susan Yost and Patricia Gallagher as members of the Swim Pool Advisory Committee for 2 years, 2-year terms effective February 13, 2018, and expiring December 31st, 2019. Shannon McVeigh as police part-time telecommunicator at an hourly rate of $15.50 effective January 13, 2018. Is there a motion for the appointment? Let's say February. What did I say?
January.
Sorry, February 13, 2018.
Motion to appoint.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo.
Yes.
Almond.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
Lindenau.
Yes.
Padavano.
Yes.
Council approval of the following. Hackensack Regional Chamber of Commerce to hold a classic car show and food truck festival on Sunday, July 8, 2018, with a rain date of July 29, 2018, to be held on West Pleasant Avenue from 12 noon to 5 p.m., allowing for setup at 9 a.m. And from the American Legion Post number 142, request to hold an off-premise raffle drawing on June 23, 2018, from 7 p.m. to 12 midnight at the American Legion Post, 135 East Passaic Street. Is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Second?
Yes.
Roll call.
Garofalo.
Yes.
Almond.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
Lindenau.
Yes.
Padavano.
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 4718, governing body certification of compliance with the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance on the consideration of arrests and conviction records and employment decisions under Title 8 of the Civil Rights Act of 1954. Resolution 4818, resolution approving the disability retirement and corresponding benefits of police officer Walter Masu in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 4918, resolution approving settlement of a tax appeal with William and Margaret Dupo in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 5018, resolution authorizing the purchase of a new office phone system, maintenance contract from Hunter Technologies, and approved state contract vendor. Resolution 5118, Borough of Maywood, 2018 temporary capital budget.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo.
Yes.
Almond.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
Lindenau.
Yes.
Padavano.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinances.
Ordinance 2018, an ordinance to establish, ratify, and confirm certain offices and positions of employment in the Borough of Maywood, County of Bergen, New Jersey, and to provide for and determine the maximum rate and method of compensation to such officers and employees for current employees as of effective date of this ordinance.
Is there a motion for the introduction?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo.
Yes.
Almond.
Yes.
Trevino.
Yes.
Lindenau.
Yes.
Padavano.
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinance 2018 pass on first reading and that said ordinance will be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Mayor and Council to be held on February 27, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. at the Borough Hall, 15 Park Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, at which time and place all persons interested therein will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, and the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law. Ordinance 218, bond ordinance to authorize the 2018 road improvement program in, by, and for the Borough of Maywood in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $975,000 to pay the costs thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds, to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
Is there a motion for the introduction?
Discussion.
Sure, yes. I'm sorry, we have to do a motion and we'll get a second and we'll do discussion. Is there a motion for the introduction?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Or not second, thank you, Jim.
Yep. I live on Oak, and last year we did Oak from Pleasant to Parkway, and from Parkway to Mendez is now kind of a disaster. So these look like little pieces of streets again, and so I'm not sure what the cost is for moving the equipment, if that's, a big deal, if to do a longer stretch of the road would be, more financially.
I do believe, Greg, that we are just finishing Oak at the in the fall. I do believe Oak is...
Councilman, I believe, and Mayor, I believe Oak is being considered for the fall paving
The
program.
reason why is we wanted to get Palmer done first because of the parade. Otherwise, we would have just done Oak first. But Palmer, we need to get that done. That's why we're doing this.
But we're only doing that to Parkway. Would it make more sense to continue on with that?
Well, Palmer, the borough last year had filed for a DOT municipal aid grant, so I would recommend leaving a section of Palmer open for that reason, so that if you are awarded those funds, you could use those funds and apply it to the remainder of Palmer. If you were to pave Palmer, you'd have to give the grant back. So that would be one of the reasons just to do a portion of it at this point in time.
Well, because we did get money back from Oak, right? The Oak Avenue one, but we used it for a different street.
Oak, I think, was capital improvement funds. It wasn't DOT funded.
You good? Okay.
What happens now?
All right. Have any other questions? Do you have a question?
Better, I'm sorry.
Sure.
I mean, in your experience, or is there someone you know, is it better to do an area or a part of town as opposed to, I'm not a paving expert, so I don't know if there's a best practice in terms of, what's more efficient to keep all the resources in one area or to move it around. I mean, that's...
Well, there are pros and cons for both. As it relates to it, I would understand why you would potentially want to keep roadways grouped together, but if you do have different types of roadways that are in poor condition and want to hit different areas of town, that would be a pro for that sort of program. And the pro to keep it tight is you are moving the equipment as much as it relates to it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, right.
No, I did close it. Reopen discussion. That's another thing. How was it decided what these streets were? Was it, again, you going with Gary and Roberta around, or?
The engineer, and Berta, Gary, and myself on occasion find the ones that look the worst. We got recommendations from the engineer that this is the worst, and down the list. And what the thought process, I understand the thought process of keeping the equipment there, but again, it's not our equipment, so it's not efficient for us, or inefficient either way. The thought process is spreading it out a little bit, so the people in the town, it's not just like you're only over there, we're not getting it done, so people in the town see us moving around, see that, yes, you are going to get your area done eventually, and that's the goal. So if there's a street that we can do half this year and the other half next year, hopefully get 2 grants for that street, because I understand Greg will let you know that they tend to give grants for streets a lot easier when they're already begun, as opposed to starting something fresh.
Correct. They look at different sections of roadways, and they always give credence to roadways that you started because they want to see them finished. So that's how the DOT scores and rates roadways with respect to acquiring grants.
So on some of these longer ones, there's an opportunity to get 2 grants as opposed to 1. That's always been my thought process. Anything else? No, don't be sorry, please.
Because one of the ones is road to the Hackensack border, and hypothetically, those roads that we do share with others, I mean, there's not many. There's those ones in Hackensack and so far. If they needed to do their side, is there a way that we...
They did their way.
Oh. So I'll put on, like, if there's one down the road, like next year if we decide it's another one of those streets, that share, I mean, road needs to be done. I don't think anybody will say it doesn't. But is that something that we would share, or could possibly?
I think what happened was I think they did pretty much all their streets. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they pretty much did all the ones that meet up to our area. So had we been able to coordinate with them, I don't know, maybe that would have saved us a couple of bucks, I'm not sure.
You could have, and you potentially, if there'd have to be an interlocal agreement to address that at that time.
But then at that time, we would have
Maybe
had
down the road. If
down the road.
Very funny, right?
maybe in the future, we could, if that was the case for both sides of the border, the street that we share, we could prepare. All right, thanks.
No, well,
Thank you. You're served.
I know, right? Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Anyone else? Roll call.
Mr. Iapolo?
Yes.
Holman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Padavano?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinance 218 passed on first reading and that said ordinance will be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Mayor and Council to be held on February 27, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. at the Borough Hall, 15 Park Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, at which time and place all persons interested therein will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, and the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law.
All right, is there any new business? We discussed the committee report and trees, so there's nothing else with that. Is there any old business? How about miscellaneous business? Anything that fits in that category? All right, seeing none, we do have a full session?
Very briefly, I think we're still right here, if you'd like.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we just wait for the recommendation? I know we spoke about the overlay with the potential to put some of the tattoo and the potential if marijuana is legalized over in an area on Route 17 and the property we have over there. The planning board has come with some further recommendations, so we'll discuss those when we get a letter from them, whether or not we want to include that in the overlay. But as of this point, I do not have that yet. So.
Is there a motion?
Is there a motion to go to close?
Motion to go to close.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood pursuant to provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, the Mayor and Council meet in closed session to discuss the following subject matters: contract negotiations. Further resolved as concise as determined at this time, the discussion conducted in said closed session shall be disclosed to the public upon taking final action, provided disclosure shall not take privately to attorney-client privilege or constitute an invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved, the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood do not envision they will return to open session at this meeting, but reserve the right to do so.